At first glance, there's nothing wrong with it. It looks normal, familiar, exactly the same as always. But the moment you press a button, that's when the frustration begins. The buttons feel stubborn, unresponsive. You press once, nothing happens. You press again, still nothing. By the third or fourth try, you're already annoyed. This remote has been used for years, and now it's quietly causing problems every single day. But here's the good part. If this sounds exactly like what you're dealing with, don't worry anymore. Stay with me, let's fix it together step by step. To understand what's really going on, we have to start with the simplest thing first. The batteries. They're the number one suspect. Quiet, small, and highly suspicious. Even though I replaced them just a week ago, experience has taught me one thing. Never trust batteries just because they look new. To check the battery properly, without having spare AA batteries around, guessing is not an option. So I use this, a voltage tester. The numbers on the screen, they don't lie. The AA batteries inside this remote are perfectly healthy. Stable voltage, no sign of weakness at all. So the problem isn't the batteries, and that means we're dealing with something else. Next, we're taking this remote apart, piece by piece. No rushing, nothing overlooked. Everything gets a close inspection. But I'm not checking randomly. I'm focusing on the two most critical parts. First, the control board, where every signal is processed and sent out. Second, the rubber keypad, the part responsible for those stubborn, unresponsive presses. Something's wrong? It's definitely hiding in one of these two places. At first glance, it looks perfectly fine. Nothing seems wrong. But if you look closely, you'll notice thin layers of dust on the control board and the rubber keypad. That dust causes unstable contact. But wait, this still isn't the main issue. I already know the real culprit, and in a moment I'll show you exactly what it is. Using multi-purpose oil for cleaning in this case is actually a reasonable choice. And to be clear, this video is not an advertisement. The real benefit of multi-purpose oil is its ability to loosen long-term dust and residue, break down light oxidation on contact surfaces, and help restore proper electrical contact. It doesn't fix broken components, but when the issue is poor contact, it can noticeably improve responsiveness, quickly, simply, and effectively. In my hand I have a candle, and I'm going to use its flame to gently dry the control board and the rubber keypad, not to heat them up, but to apply just enough warmth to remove any remaining moisture after cleaning. It may seem like a small step, but skipping it can undo everything we've done so far. Did you notice it earlier? The power button on this remote is clearly worn down, and I'm sure you were wondering just now why I took out a soldering iron and even flipped the tip upside down. Hold on. Don't jump to conclusions yet. In just a moment, you'll understand why this step matters more than you think. Next, I have a razor blade. The idea here is actually very simple. The power button is worn out, so to make it more responsive, I need to add a bit of material to improve contact. I cut a very small piece of metal, just enough to fit the power button perfectly. No more, no less. Then I secure that piece inside the button. The goal is straightforward. When the button is pressed, the contact happens faster, and the response becomes noticeably sharper. So now, the razor blade piece is firmly fixed inside the power button. All the critical work is done. There's just one last step left, putting the remote back together. If everything went as planned, in just a moment, you'll notice the difference the very first time you press it. One press, it works instantly. No second try. No holding the button down. Immediate response. That feeling right there is completely different from before, when every press was frustrating. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't, and you kept guessing whether it was the batteries or the remote itself. Now it's clear. Not everything that feels broken needs to be replaced. Sometimes the problem is just a tiny contact point. worn down slowly over time, and easy to miss. Find the real cause, fix the right spot, and a remote that felt useless can feel brand new again.